Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video we're going to be further exploring inheritance based on a fun example based on the Harry Potter books and or movies. So we're going to start by creating a wizard class, and then we're going to create two subclasses which inherit from the wizard class, which are going to be the Hogwarts professors and the Death Eaters. For those of you never seen or read Harry Potter, Hogwarts is a school where the young wizards go to pursue their magical education, and so the Hogwarts professors are the teachers at the school, and the Death Eaters are the evil wizards who follow He Who Must Not Be Named. I'm pretty sure the rules are that I'm allowed to write Voldemort but not say it, but oops, I just said it. Oh well. Okay. So let's get started and make a class. Class is going to be called Wizard. When making a class, we need to make an initializer, so we do def __ init __ self. First variable is always self. And we're going to give the wizard a first name and a last name, first and last. And then we're also going to give it a skill level. And because the good wizards are going to be fighting the bad wizards, and the skill level is going to be like how good they are at, doing magic battle stuff. Okay, so we're now going to set it by self.first is equal to first. Self.last is equal to last. And self.skill is equal to skill. We should also have some class variables, which are going to be common to all members of this class. So we're going to have school be equal to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft, and Wizardry. And we're going to give a health level, and every wizard is going to start off with health equal to 100. We're going to give each wizard an introduce function, where you're going to print, hello, I am self.first plus space plus self.last of the self.school. So this will say, hello, I am, for example, Harry Potter of the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. And we're going to make a train function. And this is because the wizards are going to be fighting each other, so they need to practice, and they're going to help each other get like more skill level. So we got train self other, and our rules are going to be that you can only train a wizard if you're the more powerful wizard. So we're going to say if other.skill is less than self.skill, other.skill gets added 1 to it, else we will print, sorry, you are already more skilled than me. Okay, so let's make our first wizard. So we'll make Harry equal to wizard, first name Harry, Harry with 2 R's, last name Potter. And Harry's a young wizard, but he's pretty powerful, so we'll give him a skill level of 30. And we can let Harry introduce himself. And it's given me an error, which is because I didn't name the function intro rather than introduce. Okay, so now it should work. All right, so now we got our wizard class. We've got Harry, he can introduce himself. And now let's make another wizard, Ron. Ron is going to be Ron, last name Weasley. And Ron's not as good at wizard stuff, so we will give Ron a skill level of 10. And so we'll note that Ron.trainHarry does not work. or it's going to say, sorry, you are already more skilled than me. But on the other hand, we could have Harry train Ron. I think this happens in one of the books when like they have to have like extra magic practice outside of school hours or something. I forget. I haven't read these books in a while. And so now we can look at Ron's skill level, and we'll see that it's gone up to 11. So that's our base wizard class. Now we are going to next make the Hogwarts Professor class, which is going to inherit from the base wizard class. So to do this, we're going to say class Hogwarts Professor, inherit from wizard. And we're going to do something called overriding, which is we're going to give the Hogwarts Professor a different introduce function than the base class, where it's going to say print, hello, I am Professor. Self dot first plus space plus self dot last plus of the plus self dot school. So this is pretty similar to the original version, but we've added in the word professor. And so what we've done is we've overridden the original function, and this is called overriding. And we should also make sure to spell introduce correctly. And we can also give the new class a new function, which is only for the professors, not for the basic wizards. So we have a function called self-start class. And at the start of class in Magic School, we will print, put down your wands, and open up your spell books. It's time to start class. And I forgot the apostrophe because just because magic is real does not mean that grammar doesn't matter. Okay, so now we've got our start class function. And so as is always the case with inheritance, except for these, except for when there's an exception, the inherited class can use all of the functions of the original class, but it also has this new function called start class, and it has an overridden introduce class. All right, so now let's make a professor. Most famous professor is Albus Dumbledore. So Albus is equal to Hogwarts Professor, Albus Dumbledore. And Albus is really, really powerful, so we're going to give him a skill level of 100. Alrighty. So now he can have Albus introduce himself. And it says, hello, I am Professor Albus Dumbledore of the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. We can also, now as we noted, it inherits, so it can still use the original function. So we can have Albus train Harry. And now we can check that Harry's skill level goes up 1. But Albus can also use this new function called start class, where it says, now put down your wands and open up your spellbooks. It's time to start class. Harry, on the other hand, is not able to do this. So this won't work. Harry.start class. Wizard object has no attribute start class, because the start class attribute is only for the subclass that inherits. So I do want to also show you one more thing before we move on to the Death Eaters, which is sometimes it is useful in order to what if we want Dumbledore to be able to use the original version of the introduce? So we can do this using the super function. So we can do def humble intro. And so we could do super.intro. And so here we just say super.introduce. And so if we do this, then this is going to automatically use the introduce function from the original wizard class. So again, inheritance is awesome, and we don't need to rewrite everything, because I mean, this function was extremely complicated. It was like 50 characters long. But we can just access it immediately with our super.introduce. All right, so now let's remake Albus. We do need to rerun this cell because we need to reinitialize him. Albus Dumbledore. Skill level 100. And now we can say Albus.humble intro. And now Albus just uses the introduce function from the original wizard class without adding in the extra word of professor. All right. Lastly, we are going to turn our attention to the bad guys, the Death Eaters. Okay. And so here we're going to have a class called Death Eater. It's again going to inherit from the school wizards. Okay, so we're going to change the school from Hogwarts to Evil Hogwarts. I couldn't really think of what to change this one to. Trying to make the content exactly the same as the Star Wars video, and so Evil Hogwarts was the best I could come up with. Sorry. All right, and we're also going to give the evil wizards, the Death Eaters, they like to try to kill people, so we're going to give the evil wizards a attack function. So we're going to do attack self other. And then we're going to have other.health is going to go down by 1. And let's give them another attack function where we have an Avada Kedavra. And here we're going to, this is the killing curse, so this is going to set the other person's health equal to 0. So we can now instantiate a Death Eater, and let's go with Voldemort. Sorry, I said it. Death Eater. Voldemort's real name was Thomas Riddle. And he's wicked powerful, so we'll give him skill level 100. And now we can have Voldemort attack Harry. And it is saying what? Name, oh, it's misspelled Voldemort the first time, okay. So now we can have Voldemort.attack Harry. And if we do this, we can now check that Harry.health is now going to be down to 99. All right, that's it for this video. I will see you again next time.